My statement is that
You are not
it
calling
might surprise
for,
you.
You are not
Mr.
calling
Johnson.
for
It might surprise you to know
tariffs and trade
that
sanctions.
trade, you may not know this, but trade between our countries is actually rather important. You are the biggest investor in our country, and we're the biggest investor in yours.
Time of the gentleman from Georgia has expired, but the gentleman...
You seriously have to see this to believe it. Congressman Hank Johnson, a sitting member of the US Congress, tries to go head-to-head with Nigel Farage, and it goes downhill fast. Johnson attempts to bully him, tries to corner him with half-baked Elon Musk conspiracies, and even takes a swipe at his political relevance. None of it works. Farage stays calm, smiles, and methodically dismantles every point with ease. This is a textbook example of how to handle a hostile politician who clearly did not do his homework. Stick around, because we are breaking this all down.
Correct.
You were here in 2024 in Milwaukee, weren't you?
I've been coming here since 1982 on a very regular basis. I work for American companies.
What
for many,
purpose
many
were
years.
you coming to Milwaukee for? Why did you come to Milwaukee?
I've been in Milwaukee many times. I think that particular
in
event
2024 was
a convention.
the convention, the Republican
I think
convention.
that's right. I think you're right.
The Trump convention.
I think you're right. Very good.
Where Trump was coronated.
Well, he won, didn't he? I mean, yes,
He had already won.
Happened,
We already knew
who
had won.
It's cool.
And it was his coronation, and you attended, and you also attended Trump rallies, correct?
I've attended lots of Trump rallies.
Make America Great Again rallies.
Yes.
Many of them. And you
Upbeat,
publicly,
optimistic, happy,
you-
wonderful, joyous
you
events.
publicly
yes.
endorsed his.
I thoroughly enjoyed them. I've even spoken to
You
them.
endorsed him for president, and you attended his election night watch party.
I did.
And you consider Trump to be your mentor, correct?
No.
He's not your mentor,
No.
but
Sorry.
he is somebody who you want the support of, and you have the support.
Yes,
of.
I do. I think he's a very, very brave man.
Because
And
you
I
are
think his view
getting
of the
ready to
world
run for Prime
is,
Minister of Great Britain, correct?
Oh, I've been trying for years. Yeah.
And as it stands right now, you head up a party. How many seats in the Parliament are there?
651.
650,
If you include the speaker, that is.
650.
Yes.
And how many are a part? How many seats does your party hold?
How many seats do the opinion polls say we're going to get next time? Is that
Well,
your
no,
question?
I mean,
oh, I
the
see.
numbers don't lie. You only have 4 seats, right?
I'm afraid so, yes.
And so you are indeed the leader of a fringe party.
Oh, I'm a fringe, all right. Don't worry about that. Yes, absolutely. Everything I've ever done.
And as a fringe party leader seeking to run for Prime Minister of Great Britain, you need a lot of money in order to blow up like the MAGA movement has blown up.
What you need is a message of truth and a message of hope. And
Well, you need money also, right?
Money's helpful, but it's not the primary thing
So
you
the
need.
first
no.
thing that
no, you're
came
wrong.
out of the chair's mouth this morning during his opening statement had to do with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And you're carrying water for Elon Musk today, aren't you?
From what I can see, Elon Musk is abusive about me virtually every single week. But it's a free country, so
I mean, but you
he's
never
entitled
stop
to do that.
trying to ingratiate yourself
Wrong.
with him.
Wrong.
Well, I mean,
No,
and
wrong.
you are familiar with the fact.
wrong. I have.
You are familiar with the
I've had
fact,
public-
Mr.
I
Farage,
have had a
that
public fallout with Elon Musk.
Donald Trump's campaign benefited to the
I-
extent of $250 million from
you wanna-
Elon Musk.
Well, I mean, how much?
You
did,
are familiar with that, correct?
How much did Mr. Zuckerberg give to the Democrats? I mean, this is what happens, and people are.
But he didn't give any money
Musk,
to,
let me be clear.
to the
I have
Democrats.
had-
He was sitting behind
had-
Trump with the rest of the tech bros,
I am
and you
going-
are here today
I'm going to answer your
impress
question.
all of those tech bros, including
keep going as
Elon
long as
Musk.
you
Isn't
want.
that correct?
I'm going to answer your question very, very honestly.
You need money from Elon Musk in order to get
I have.
elected Prime Minister of Great Britain. That's the bottom line.
We
Isn't
consider,
that correct?
We consider all day, as long as the chairman allows us. I don't mind. I had a very public falling out with Elon Musk. earlier
But you're
in the
still
year
trying to get some
Over.
money from him, though.
over a political issue.
It's not about the
And
prior
I'm
disputes.
sorry,
You're
it was fundamental.
You're trying to ingratiate yourself with the tech bros by coming over here and trying to.
Can I get a cup of coffee or something?
And you're arguing.
Be here a long time.
What you're arguing is that the citizens of Great Britain should pay a tariff if these tech companies are not allowed to violate the laws of Great Britain.
No, I'm not. That was a falsehood put out by the British Prime Minister today.
You didn't say
at
in your
Prime Minister's
statement.
questions. I have never.
In your statement.
I have never suggested any of the
statement,
kind.
you don't
My
call for
statement is very
tariffs
clear.
as tools to
My
force
statement is
Great
very
Britain.
clear. My statement is that
You are not
it
calling
might surprise
for.
you.
You are not
Mr.
calling
Johnson.
for
It might surprise you to know
tariffs and
that
trade
that
sanctions.
trade, you may not know this, but trade between our countries is actually rather important. You are the biggest investor in our country,
what you've
and we're the biggest
done-
investor
what
in
you've
yours.
done is
And-
come
and
over
Time of
friends,
the
here.
gentleman from
and
Georgia
friends,
has expired, but the gentleman
What
should
you've
be able
done,
to say
sir, is
some kind
come
of
here
response.
to the United
Regular
States
order,
to
Mr.
argue
Chairman.
The
that
time-
your
He's been
citizens
rude,
should
he's been
pay a
disgusting,
tariff.
he's been hilarious.
Hang on.
No.
The gentleman's time has expired. I feel like we should give Mr. Farage a chance to respond to one of the many questions he was not allowed to respond to. So we'll give you 30 seconds, Mr. Farage, and then we'll move on to our next one. Because I know Mr. Farage does have to leave in about an hour, so we want to get through as many members as we can.
Number one, I had a public fallout over a political issue with Elon Musk. I can't be bullied by anybody. I haven't changed my mind. Last time I looked, he was being spectacularly rude about me yesterday. That's life. If we believe in free speech, we live with it. What I have made very clear.
Fixated on.
What I've
Hang on,
made.
hang on.
Sorry, this is my turn, I think.
Yeah, you got another
Thank you,
15
Mr.
seconds.
Chairman. What I've made perfectly clear in this paper is the situation we've got with successive pieces of legislation, including now the Online Safety Act, is a danger to trade between our countries. And allies and friends and trading partners have honest conversations with each other. I hope many American companies and politicians have honest conversations with the British
done
government.
it.
I've not suggested sanctions at all in any way.
Good luck on your race.
The gentleman from California is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I'd remind my colleague from Georgia that President Trump was openly nominated after decisively winning the primary votes across the country. That's in open contrast to the Democratic nominee, who has decreed the nominee of her party in spite of the fact she did not receive a single primary vote. So I would be a little careful if I were him about talking about coronations. I do agree with my Democratic colleagues that we need to be on guard against suppression of free speech, whether it's coming from the left or the right. But I disagree with them that the chief executive regulating the executive branch's communications or conforming executive agencies and grantees to executive policy is somehow a threat to free speech. The executive branch is designed to speak with one voice, a voice chosen every 4 years by the people. And I disagree with them that suing for defamation is an infringement on speech in a legal system where the truth is an absolute defense. The threat to democracy is from the government regulating other people's communications. Now, we're now discovering that the Biden administration used the FBI to pressure tech companies to censure the communications of American people over a free discussion of everything from COVID policy and origins, the Russian collusion hoax, Biden family influence peddling, climate change. I myself was the victim of this censorship when I warned of the damage that the COVID lockdowns were causing. Now, democracy assumes that the best way to separate truth from lies, or wisdom from folly, or good from evil, or love from hate, is to place the two of them side by side and then trust the common...
Okay, wow. That was genuinely painful to watch for Hank Johnson. Let's take a step back and look at what actually happened here. You have Nigel Farage, one of the sharpest and most battle-tested political operators in the Western world, sitting before Congress. And across from him is Representative Hank Johnson, who clearly walked in with a rigid script and absolutely refused to deviate from it, regardless of what reality was saying. It starts with the condescension right out of the gate. Welcome to the United States of America, as if Farage hasn't been traveling here since the 1980s. It was a cheap power play, an attempt to talk down to him like he was some clueless tourist. Then Johnson rolls out the Trump coronation line, clearly hoping for a gotcha moment. He expected Farage to deny it or get defensive. Instead, Farage just laughs and says, "Yeah, he won, didn't he?" Instantly, the entire setup collapses. You can't trap someone who openly owns their position. Then it turns petty. Johnson starts counting parliamentary seats. You only have 4 seats. You're a fringe party. This is where Johnson shows he fundamentally doesn't understand the people he's attacking. He thinks fringe is an insult. For Farage, and for movements like MAGA, being called fringe by the establishment isn't a weakness. It's a badge of honor. Farage knows he's an insurgent. He knows he's taking on entrenched power. Johnson trying to shame him for that only made Johnson look like a classic establishment bully defending the status quo. And then we get to the Elon Musk obsession, easily the most embarrassing part of this exchange. Johnson is completely locked into this conspiracy theory that Farage is there to carry water for Elon Musk and shake him down for donations. He's so fixated on the tech bro narrative that he outright refuses to listen to what Farage is actually saying. Farage looks him in the eye and explains plainly, "Elon Musk has been attacking me all week. We are publicly feuding." Johnson's response, "No, you're not." At that point, it's like arguing with a brick wall. Facts don't matter if they don't fit the pre-written attack lines. This wasn't just bad questioning. It was intellectual laziness. Johnson wasn't interested in the truth. He wanted a cable news soundbite about tech money and MAGA influence, and he was going to force it no matter what the witness said. And then comes the ending. Johnson tries to run out the clock so Farage can't respond, hiding behind the timer. Thankfully, Jim Jordan steps in and gives Farage 30 seconds. What does Farage do with it? He doesn't rant. He doesn't raise his voice. He calmly summarizes the core issue. This isn't about Elon Musk. It's about free speech and trade between allied nations. In the end, Johnson brought a script to a debate. Farage brought facts, composure, and wit. And that's exactly why Farage won this round so decisively. Let me know in the comments, do you think Hank Johnson was actually listening, or was he just reading lines off a teleprompter in his head?